My dear children, as sure as the sun kisses the horizon and nudges night away with golden fingers, so too must you awaken, not only from your sleep, but into the warmth of God's unshakable promise. Open your eyes not just to the world, but to the Word. Open your soul to the refuge that is Psalm 91. For this is no ordinary poem. This is no soft-spoken lullaby whispered into empty air. No, this is power, this is armor, this is thunder in your chest and peace in your breath. This is the cry of the faithful and the shield of the weary. Psalm 91 is a fortress you carry, not outside your body, but within it. He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. Yes, my dear, come close now. Let me tell you something true. Something as ancient as dawn, and as fresh as morning dew upon a leaf. There are words in this life that sound sweet but pass quickly, like a spring breeze whispering through a forgotten alley. And then there are words carved in the bark of the eternal, words that do not age, words that do not wither, words that stand. Psalm 91 is one such utterance. It is not mere ink on paper, not just scripture recited by weary mouths. No, it is spiritual armor, forged in the fire of divine love and cooled by the breath of the Almighty. It is the gown of a warrior saint and the lullaby of the beloved child. This is not poetry made for applause. This is truth, pressed and packed into the soul of the broken and the brave. When you wake in the morning and the sunlight has not yet kissed your cheeks, when your bones still carry the weight of yesterday, and your mind starts to spin with the to-do list of tomorrow, that is the moment to speak Psalm 91, not as routine, not as obligation, but as armor, as shield, as a banner lifted over your head in the presence of both angels and adversaries. He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. Oh, baby, what comfort lives in those words. You see, when the world starts shaking around you, when bills pile up like fallen branches, when friends forget you, when your health betrays you, and the winds of life blow cold against your skin, what you need is not just encouragement. You need shelter. You need a hiding place not made of brick or steel, but one made of God Himself, a refuge that no storm can uproot and no devil can find. The secret place is not a location on a map. It is a posture of the soul, a resting in Him, a knowing that surpasses human wisdom. It is the holy hush between your breath and His voice, where He wraps you up like a mother wrapping her newborn child. And when you enter that place, child, you do not just visit. You abide, you remain, you settle, you dwell, and you're not dwelling beneath a weak hand or a distant deity. You are under the shadow of the Almighty, the God who flung stars into space, who told the sea how far it could go, who holds time in His hand and your name in His heart. Armor is not always metal and leather. Sometimes armor is trust. Sometimes it is faith spoken aloud before the enemy even shows his face. And that's what Psalm 91 is. You put it on the way a soldier straps on his boots. You wear it in your spirit. You clothe your mind in its promises. You walk tall in its protection. You see, trouble doesn't need an invitation. It will knock on your door without warning. But so does grace. So does mercy. So does the presence of God. And when you have Psalm 91 in your heart, you are not just waiting for God to move. You are walking in the confidence that He already has, that He already is. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in Him will I trust. Say that out loud. Say it like you mean it. Let your walls hear it. Let your fears hear it. Let your children hear it. Say it until your doubt gets uncomfortable and your faith starts dancing in your bones. He is my refuge. He is my fortress. Not the job. Not the money. Not the friend who can call in a favor. No, my God is my fortress. And in Him alone I will trust. You don't have to understand everything to trust Him. Faith is not about having every answer. It's about knowing where to go when the questions come. It's about running to that secret place and staying there until the storm passes. And it will pass, baby. It surely will. Now some folks will try to fight their battles with worry, others with anger. Still others will use manipulation, distraction, or bitterness. But you, child of God, you don't have to pick up those weapons. You've got a psalm, a powerful one that's been sung in hospital beds and jail cells, one that's been whispered over newborns and shouted in war rooms. Psalm 91 is armor that does not rust. It does not dent. It does not fail. And let me tell you something, evil knows Psalm 91. The enemy knows the weight of those words. That's why he wants you to forget them. That's why he tries to drown them out with anxiety and shame. But you be stubborn in your faith. You keep Psalm 91 close like a pocketed photograph of someone you love. Speak it over your life until your tongue knows it by heart and your heart trusts it without question. Don't you be afraid to declare the promises of God over your life. That's not pride. That's positioning. That's stepping into the identity of someone who knows who her Father is. You don't whisper when you need to roar. You don't tiptoe when you're called to trample the enemy underfoot. So when morning comes and your eyes flutter open, clothe yourself not only in garments, but in the Word. Say Psalm 91 like it's the first breath of your day. Let it rise from your chest and fall from your lips like a sacred offering. This is how you fight your battles. This is how you stand while others fall. This is how you remember who you are and whose you are. You are not unguarded. You are not exposed. You are not forgotten. You are covered, wrapped, hidden in the cleft of the rock. So wear your armor, child. Walk tall into your day. The Lord goes before you, and His word is your shield. And when the enemy comes knocking, just let him find a soul that is already full of the truth, a heart already hidden in Psalm 91, a warrior already dressed in the armor of the Almighty. Now, go ahead, stand up, breathe in, speak it, and walk in power. Yes, baby, let me sit you down for a moment and talk to your soul. Not just your ears, not your clever mind, but that deep, sacred part of you that aches to be seen, to be safe, and to be still. Because there's a truth as old as the garden, and as steady as the sun, and you need to carry it with you like breath.